All right, Kenman here. Today is a little featurette of probably one of my absolute favorite knives that exist. It's the Kizer Towser K. Actually, the mini Towser K has been my favorite for a while. This is the White Mountain Knives exclusive Towser K. This has 154 cm and frag titanium and Kizer's clutch lock. So the uniqueness of this one is that clutch lock for sure. All the others have the crossbar lock. We'll get them all out. We're going to talk about Towser Ks today and why I love them so much. This one's on loan. These all four belong to me. I bought every single one of them, paid full price for them. This one is from N Valley's collection. Neil sent me some cool knives of his to check out. And this is also a unique one. Rich light on the handle here, button lock. So this is the only button version. And also this is the only 3V version. So the blade on this one is 3V. All the others are 154 cm. Let's try to keep them all in frame here. We have the copper Towser K. Shipwrecked by yours truly. I love doing shipwrecks. It's where you take a piece of copper or brass, put it in a container, add chemicals like salt and ammonia, and let it naturally react and patina in these really cool ways. The copper Towser K is amazing. Got some extra weight to it, but the action is still there. This is that liner lock. I think that as far as all three locks that I've experienced here with the Towser, the liner lock is my favorite. As a lefty, I can just go like this, let it drop down a little to my thumb, give it a swing around, and the blade just drops, flicks out really well. These two have the hole. The other three have the thumb stud. So there's a lot of variety of options when you get that Towser K. There also is another Towser. I don't have that version, but I can tell you I would probably like it if it was available. I only got these are all Towser Ks and then the mini Towser K. So this is the micarta version. 154 cm thumb studs. This one is the only one that has contour. So you can see this micarta does have a curve to it. So you get a little more contour, a little more rounded on the handle. Tons of jimps on all of these. Another reason I like it. And they're a wider, beefy blade. I have a larger hand, so for me, these work great. Get my index finger out there, get on that choke up spot with some jimps that they all have on there for doing some tighter work. Love me the Towser K. How many times am I going to say that? Towser K. Comment below. Last one but not least, this is my rich light version. I did not swap the clip to the other side. All of them have swappable clips to the other side if you want, and then they do have an extra hole, so I have most all of them on the fully extended setting. You could bring it in though and have it a little less deep carry if you don't want that sticking out on that edge like that. I think the deep carry is fine. Actually, it looks like this one's on the shallower setting. I guess I didn't pay attention when I swapped these. I put both of those on the shallower, or not quite as deep, so they don't hang all the way over the edge, versus these two I did swap and put them on the extra deep carry. What do we think about that? Is that even something that's necessary? You like one versus the other? Discuss. So this rich light version is also a little unique. These two right here, let me zoom out a little bit, or as much as I can. Here we are. So these two right here, I did a little customization to it. They are basically the same other than the handle, but they also have different hardware. So if you notice, the red one has all black hardware to it, liners and pivot. And then the blue one has all the silver. Well, I did a swap, so you can see the video for that. I can actually link it down in the description there. But when I bought these, all this black hardware was on with the dark blue rich light version, and all the shiny silver hardware was on the red micarta. So what I did is I took them apart. I did a swap. I did it as a dual carry, so I carry one in the left, one in the right, right? Because that's just fun. Dual wielding is awesome. What knives do you have that you dual wield? So I'm not a huge fan of dark blue and black next to each other. I think they're too similar and they don't pop as well. But I love red and black. I think the red with all the black on here is a really cool look. It makes it a little more dull because this blue, look at how much the blue shines and pops. So it really, that silver on there with the blue, it just makes it, boom, just kind of gives it that extra little shimmer. I really like the way that looks with the dark blue. And then red and black is just a great combo. So the whole point was to do the red and black one, but it really did make that blue and silver look fantastic. What do we think? What's your favorite one of the 5 that I've got right here? It's tough for me. I almost want to say it's this one just because the action of that liner lock is my preferred design for the Towser K. That just feels fun, feels great in the hand. You can see the mini Towser K isn't actually that mini. When you do the full comparison, if you put the blades side by side, you can see that blade has got a 1/4 inch or a little more shy, but it's not that much. It's kind of mostly that tip area. And then the handles really aren't that different either. A little more pointy on the bottom there for all of these. A little more rounded on this one, and then it's got a little more of a point up on the top. But the handle really isn't all that different. So ultimately, if you're worried about a mini Towser K, even though they aren't really readily available, it is not that much smaller. Is this one bigger than all the others? It is. So the handle on the button lock Rich Light, I never noticed. Look at how much longer that is than the copper or the Rich Light that I have. Look at this. So blade is the same. Looks like the jimps are a little different. The 154 is a little wider and tighter jimps. But that handle, I didn't even actually notice that the handle on this one that Neil sent is significantly larger. How about that? Very interesting. I love this knife. Kizer makes some really cool stuff. I have a link to them in the description if you're interested. It does kind of help out the channel a little bit. Yeah. Which Towser Ks do you have in your collection? Is it a knife that you love? Is there one out there that I haven't seen that I should be checking out? Do you like this button lock version? Or do you prefer Kizer's clutch lock, which I think is honestly the best version of a crossbar lock out there? The action is great. It works really good. Feels fantastic in the hand. I have a larger hand and not choked up. There's still plenty of handle in the back. The choke up spot, this is a great size. I called this my favorite knife for quite some time, but it kind of, times change, evolve, and I think I have my 5 favorite knives. I think I have about 15 knives in that group of 5, if that makes sense, right? Ultimately, though, the weight on the copper one is a little bit up there, so maybe the lighter size of the micarta, the beautiful contouring, the smooth feel and texture of that micarta, plus the good action of the liner lock, maybe this one's my favorite. I don't know. I may never decide. If there's another one out there that I don't have, I'm interested in it, though. These knives are great. Highly recommended. If you don't have yourself a Towser K, KDK says approved. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.